Hi there! Well, in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my recipe for a Chex cereal style snack mix. This is something that I typically make between Thanksgiving and Christmas every year. I'll usually put together a really large batch of it, so we'll have enough to keep here at home and then enough to also share with some friends and coworkers. But this year, I not only made it that time of year, but I also got a really big craving for it recently. So I decided to go ahead and make another batch and share with you my recipe. So this is very simple and easy to put together. It is more time consuming than difficult, but it definitely is worth it in the end. So if you are interested in seeing how I make it, then just keep watching. For this recipe, you need about 12 cups of any combination snack ingredients you'd like. So I'm using 3 cups of rice Chex, 3 cups of corn Chex, and 3 cups of wheat Chex, which are my favorites. I'm also going to be adding in 1 cup of pretzel sticks, 1 cup of dry roasted unsalted peanuts, and finally 1 cup of goldfish crackers. To make the snack mix seasoning, you're going to need 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of low sodium Lowry seasoning, 3/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. A few other items that are going to be very helpful in making this recipe would be a very large mixing bowl, a glass microwavable cup or dish, a wooden spoon to stir your ingredients as it cooks, and also a whisk. And finally, you just need 2 large baking sheets. I like to cover mine in foil just to make cleanup easier. The first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to start this recipe by combining all of my cereal and other dry ingredients together first and getting those combined. So here I have my 3 cups of rice Chex. Next, I'm going to add in my 3 cups of corn Chex. As you can see, I'm not very precise with these measurements because it really doesn't matter if you go a little bit over. Here's my 3 cups of wheat Chex. I'm just going to go ahead and stir all of that together. Now I'm going to add in my approximately 1 cup of pretzel sticks. Next, I have my 1 cup of dry roasted peanuts, and finally my 1 cup of goldfish crackers. And then again, I'm just going to combine everything together before we add the seasoning. Now for the seasoning blend, you're going to melt your 1.5 sticks of butter either in the microwave at 15-second intervals or on the stovetop just until it's completely melted. Once the butter is melted, we're going to add in our other seasonings. So we have our 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. Then we're going to add in our 1.5 teaspoons of low sodium Lowry's. Add to that our 3/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And finally our 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Then we're just going to whisk all of that together. Now for what can sometimes be the tricky part, I like to add in my butter and seasonings to the snack mix. I do this in small batches just to make sure I get everything very evenly coated. So I'll pour a little bit in, then I'll give it a stir, and then I'll pour a little bit more in and stir and just continue to do that. Sometimes I have a problem with getting a little bit of my snack mix outside of the bowl, which is why a really large bowl comes in handy. Once all of your seasonings added and everything's well combined, you're just going to distribute the mix evenly to your foil-lined baking sheets. You just want to make sure that everything is in one single layer as much as possible. So now it's time to pop the snack mix into the oven. This is going to bake for 1 hour and 15 minutes, but you're going to bake this in 15-minute intervals. So you're going to set your timer for 15 minutes. Then you're going to give the snack mix a good stir, set it for another 15 minutes, stir, and just continue going until your hour and 15 minutes is up. Also, usually about halfway through, I will rotate my baking sheets. This isn't absolutely necessary, but it's just something that I've always done. Once your hour and 15 minutes has passed, remove the baking sheets from the oven and allow the snack mix to completely cool. Then you can serve it right away or store it in an airtight container. And that's all there is to it. So that is it. That is how I like to make the Chex cereal style snack mix here in my home. If you are interested in seeing these directions and ingredients again without watching back through the video, I will post a link to my blog down below and you can go check that out. So I thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.